Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Promoted Sandra. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to sew this beautiful princess dart bustier dress. I already have the drafting and cutting tutorial video on my channel. In case you have not watched it, I'm going to be leaving the link to the drafting tutorial video at the comment section or description section. So check the comment section or description section. You are going to be seeing the link to the drafting and cutting tutorial video, and also I'm going to be leaving the link to the video at the card. So check up here at the left or right. You're going to be seeing a link popping up on the screen. Click on it to watch the drafting video. That is the only way you understand this particular video. So first of all, go and watch the drafting video, then come back to this video and watch. Okay, so this is the sewing tutorial. As I earlier said, as you can see, I'm not done sewing the dress. If you check the sleeve, you are going to see that I'm not done sewing the sleeve on it. That is why I am not wearing it. But just know that this blouse, this princess that bustier blouse, is so beautiful, so beautiful. So if this is something you're interested in, then keep up watching. As you can see, I have gone ahead to cut this out on my fabric. I went ahead to add ½ inch around the neckline, the shoulder, the sides, and also the hemline for joining allowance. I did the same thing for the side front and also for the back as well. So I will just go ahead and remove my pattern paper like this, as you can see me doing. So after removing it, this is the main material. So I went ahead to cut out the lining for the side, center front and the side front, and on the main material I iron cloth stain, and on the lining I went ahead to iron the light gum stay, which is called paper stay or hair stay, as you can see. I also did the same thing for the side front as well. So this is the back part. I added ½ inch around the neckline, the shoulder, and also the hemline for joining allowance. So for the back, I ironed cloth stain on the main material, while on the lining, my paper stay was not enough for me to iron on the lining, so I just went ahead to leave it like that. I'm going to be sewing it like that. Okay, so this is the breast tube. I already showed you guys on the drafting video, so I'm just going to cut out the breast tube I'm going to be using for this princess dart. So remember, while I was drafting it, I told you guys to notch the under bust on your main material and also your lining. In case you did not notch it, go ahead and notch your under bust. So this is the under bust where I notch. So if you check, you are going to see that I did not place the breast pad on that under bust part where I notch. I came down by 1 inch before pinning my center front on it, but I'm going to advise you guys to come down by just ½ inch. Come down by ½ inch from your under bust line before you pin your bust pad on your center front material, because for me I came down by 1 inch, and that's down part, because it's a thick bust pad, it was a little bit tacky. So if you're using a light one, that is well understandable, it's going to be firm on your material. But if you're using a thick one like this, please, it should stop ½ inch below your under bust line, or it should stop at your under bust line. Under bust line, can you see what I am saying? I hope you guys understand what I just explained. So I'm going to be placing my tape around the neckline here. I will measure several inches downward. I will mark it on my breast tube like this. This is where I want the breast pad to stop. So if you want yours to stop around 6 inches, you can go ahead and mark 6 inches. For me, I marked 7 inches. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out from this point where I marked down to this part here. Just cut it out. Then I'll go ahead and cut out this other part down to where I marked. I will fold my the neckline downward like this, then I will cut it out straight like this. Okay, no any design, it should be straight. So once I'm done cutting it out, I'll go ahead and iron it. So if you listen to me from the beginning, I said you should make sure the part that has a gum is the part facing your material, the back part of your material. So I've gone ahead to iron it. So after I was done ironing it, I'll go ahead and cut out the side. So I'll just go ahead and place the side like this, 1 inch below the under bust. But for you, if you use ½ inch, make sure it's ½ inch below your under bust. And if you stop it around the under bust for the center front, then make sure the side front bust pad also stopped around the under bust line. I hope you guys understand. Now I'm going to be coming down by 7 inches for the side front, okay, just like as I did for the center front. Now for me to get this 7 inches, I went ahead to place my tape on the full length of the dress. The full length is 23 inches plus the half inch I added for journey allowance. So I went ahead to place my tape on 23 and half inches. Now from the top of the tape, I take note of where 7 inches is. So this is 7 inches over here. I'll just mark it on my breast pad like this. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So from that point where I marked, after cutting it at that point where I marked, I took note of it and I just wanted to mark a point here like this, okay. Then I will place my tape on this point here like this. I will measure 4 inches inward. Then at the down part, I'll measure 4 inches. If your bust is small, please go ahead and measure 3 inches, okay. It will be okay. So I'll go ahead and connect it together like this. Then I will cut it out. So I'll go ahead and use it to cut out another one for the 2 sides. So this is it. I'm gonna have to cut out the other one. So I'm going to be placing it on it like this. Make sure the side that has a gum is the side you are placing at the wrong side of your material. So I'll go ahead and iron it. So I'll just turn it to the front and give it a very good press for it to gum to the fabric like this, okay. I hope you guys understand. So I'll also go ahead and do the same thing for the other one. So guys, I've gone ahead to gum it. This is how it look like. Now this is the center front and this is the side front. So I'll just go ahead and place it on it like this. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and sew it. So I'm going to be placing right side to the right side like this. So please take note of the under bust where you notch. So you're going to be pinning the under bust at the side to the under bust at the center together. First of all, start pinning it from that under bust where you notch, okay. Even if you iron breast pad on it, still take note of it. Mark it on the breast pad or notch the breast pad after you are done ironing it. So after I was done pinning it, I still have a little bit of excesses at the side. There's no problem with that. After I'm done sewing it, I'll go ahead and trim it out. It is better you have excesses at the side front than for you to have a shortage. So I'll just go ahead and trim it out once I'm done. So I'll go ahead and pin the other side, just like as you can see me doing. Just go ahead and take your time and pin it. You can see how I am taking my time to pin it. Yes, it's going to take your time. Take your time and pin it. So once you are done pinning it, take it to the sewing machine and sew it from the down to the up. Then I'll go ahead and sew this other side from the up like this to the down, okay. Then I'll do the same thing for the lining as well. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how it look like. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and notch it. So I'll just go ahead and notch it like this so that by the time I'm done ironing it, it will be firm. All right. After notching it, I will just bring out my bust hem like this and place it inside like this. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and take my time and iron it with my steamer. You can use any iron to iron it as long as it is hot. You can use it. So once I am done ironing it, I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the lining as well. So after I'm done ironing it, I will turn it to the front like this. Can you see what I'm doing? I will also iron the front parts. Can you see how it look like? You can see how beautiful this is, really giving a bust cup. Can you see it? You can see that it has that space where your bust is going to relax once you are done wearing it. So yours should look like this once you are done sewing it. So once I'm done, I'll just go ahead and iron the down part like this, okay. Then I'll go ahead and trim out these excesses around the armhole. So I'll trim it out. Then I'll also go ahead and trim out this other side as well. So once I'm done trimming it, this is how it look like. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and lining it. So I've also gone ahead to iron out the lining. I will place it right side facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and pin the neckline just like as you can see me doing. So after pinning it, I will place my tape around the down part of the lining. I will mark 1 inch from the start to the other side, okay. After marking it, I'm going to cut it out. I want the lining to be shorter than the main material, so go ahead and minus 1 inch from the down of your lining. So once I'm done cutting it out, I'll go ahead and pin it down. Just drag it and pin it. So once you're done pinning it, go ahead and sew it with 1/2 inch. Then go ahead and sew the neckline and top stitch on the neckline. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and sew the side like this and sew this other side like this. If you want to sew this side, please start from the armhole to the down. Don't start from the down to the armhole. Start sewing from the armhole to the down. I'm done sewing it, as you can see. So after I was done sewing it, I wanted to give it a very good press. You can see how neat and clean this is looking. So I'm going to keep this aside and work on the back part. This is the lining for the back part. So I'm going to mark 1 inch like this from the start to the end, just like as I did for the front part of this dress. So once I'm done marking it, I'll connect the points together, then I'll go ahead and cut it out. So once I'm done cutting it, I'll go ahead and place it on the second back, either right side facing each other or wrong side facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to open the main material. I will place the lining on it like this. So I'll take it to the sewing machine. I will stitch the down with 1/2 inch, just sew it with 1/2 inch. Then so once I'm done stitching it, then I will drag it to the top like this. Can you see how I am dragging it? Then I'll go ahead and sew the neckline with 1/2 inch. After I'm done sewing it, I'll go ahead and top stitch on it. Then I'll start sewing it from this neckline here downward. I'll just sew it down. Once I'm done sewing the down and the neck, I'll start sewing it from there. Then I'll go ahead and stitch from the armhole to the down part of the dress. Okay, then don't sew the armhole, because that is where you're going to be turning it out from. So after I'm done sewing it, this is how it look like. I'll also go ahead and do the same thing for the other one. Then I'll go ahead and turn it to the front like this, as you can see me doing. So once I'm done turning it, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and iron it. So iron your dress, okay? Always learn to iron. Ironing will make your work extremely neat, and if there's any error, you will easily know. So after I'm done ironing it, I will just go ahead and fold in the zipper allowance. So I'm going to be folding in 1 inch. So if you know you added 1.5 inch for zipper allowance, go ahead and fold in 1 inch. If you added 2 inches, go ahead and fold in 1.5 inch. So after folding it in, I will just go ahead and iron it, okay, like this. I will do the same thing for the other side. So once I'm done, I will fold my dress to the back like this. Can you see how I turned it? So I'll place my tape here like this. I will measure the wideness I have here. If it's up to my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4.25. So what I have here is okay. Then I will measure the down part like this. I will just make some adjustment because it was too wide. So I will iron it. After I'm done ironing it, I will mark 1/2 inch downward around the shoulder line like this. I will place my tape on that line I just marked. I will mark my bust point line, which is 11 inches. Okay, this is 11 inches. Then I will come up by 1 inch. So what I have there is 10 inches. I will just mark it. Then from the same line around the shoulder, I will mark my waist measurement, which is 60 inches. So I'll place my tape here like this. I'll mark in 1/2 inch for the darts. Then I'll mark a slant line like this to meet that 10 inches. Then I'll also mark it to the down, anywhere around the down. I will take to the sewing machine and stitch it down. So after I was done sewing it, this is what I have here. I've gone ahead to sew for the other one. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and sew my zip on it. So if you check, you're going to see that the zip is longer than my blouse. So I'm going to start pinning it from the down to the up. If your zip is longer than your top, go ahead and start pinning it from the down. If your top is longer than your zip, go ahead and start pinning it from the top. In my beginners online class, I'm going to be teaching more on this. So if you're interested, check the comment section. You're going to be seeing all the details. You can join, okay? So I'll go ahead and unzip the zip. Then I will place the other one on this other side and start pinning it from the down. I just want to make the sewing very easy. That is why I wanted to separate the zip, okay? So I'll just go ahead and pin it to the top. So once I'm done pinning it, I will take to the sewing machine and stitch it down, okay? Then I will stitch down the other side as well. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is what I have here. I'll just go ahead and zip it by placing this other side like this. Then I'll go ahead and zip it down. Can you see it? So once I'm done zipping it, this is how it's going to look like. So I have SS's around the top. I'm going to be cutting out some parts from these SS's I have around the top like this. Then I'll go ahead and fold these remaining parts inside like this. Then I'll go ahead and stitch it down. Once I'm done stitching it, I will turn it to the back like this and top stitch on it. Do the same thing for the other side before you zip it completely. So I've gone ahead to sew it. This is what I have. I'll just go ahead and open up the zip like this. Then I'll go ahead and close it up. Can you see it? After I was done sewing it, I wanted to iron it. Can you see how neat this is? You can check the down part. You are going to see how neat it is. The next thing I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and shaping my dress. So I will place the right side of the back to the right side of the front. I will take to the sewing machine and stitch down the shoulder with 1/2 inch. Then I will stitch down this other side with 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead and shape the dress. Okay, so if you don't know how to shaping a dress, they need to join my beginners online class. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how neat it is. So after I was done sewing it, I went ahead to iron it. Okay, you know I love ironing a lot. You can see how neat inside is looking. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and sew the sleeve on it. So I'm not going to be sewing it in this video. I'm going to be making a separate video because I want to make a tutorial of that sleeve. So you can go ahead and make use of any sleeve of your choice. I hope this tutorial was really helpful. Please, if it was, go ahead and like this video and comment your favorite comment. If you have any question, go ahead and ask. This really helped my algorithm a lot. Save it and also share it with your friends. This will make YouTube to recommend it to more people to see. See you on my next video. Bye.